codes verified. Priority 1 message from Starfleet coming in on secured channel.
Hello,
so anyway,
Captains,
you really should
and,
download our old
son of a
2017
this guy,
blooper show.
This guy, man, it was like you waited. For
I
me
just
to take
wait.
the breath.
I just wait. I do. I watch you. I watch you like.
Well, hello, Captains,
Trigger
and
warning.
welcome to the live recording of episode 460 of Priority 1, a Roddenberry.
Oh,
Everybody
great! Starfleet headquarters is calling.
Mute your cell phones, everybody. Mute your cell phones.
It's a good reminder. It's a good reminder.
Good reminder. Good reminder to have. Anywho, thank you all for joining us on this live broadcast recording of Priority 1 for episode 460. Jesus.
A lot of episodes.
40 weeks, man. 40 weeks. 500. It's just gonna fly by, man. It's gonna fly by. I don't even want to think about it. I don't even know. What are we gonna do for our 500? Nothing, because we can't get together. So whatever it is, it's gonna be.
Probably still be in lockdown.
Well, it's probably still be in lockdown. Look at that, Tony. Your hair is coming. Your hair is
I'll
like.
mail you a cat. Oh yeah.
So you've got that. You've got a hat on, but your hair is popping out from the clip in the back.
Yeah. Like little wings. There's like little wings here. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. It's bad.
I have to.
That's right,
I need a new hat. I gotta wear a hat now.
I'll send you a.
Aren't you doing like the slick back thing?
I'm trying, but it doesn't stop my hair from doing whatever the heck it wants to.
It does. Yeah, I've done that, and there's no in between setting between mafia tough guy and insane scientist. There's no middle ground there.
There is no middle ground.
It's either heavy enough to stick to the top of my head, or it's got its own. It escapes the gravitational field of my skull. There's no middle ground.
Yep. Just goes out. All right, so maybe we should do some Star Trek stuff. I hope that everybody who's watching us now is having a very safe and comfortable Tuesday evening. Whilst you are watching us now on Facebook and Periscope, YouTube and Twitch, please, oh please, make sure to hit that share button and like. If you're, hit the heart, hit the thumbs up, hit the whatever button indicates that you are having a good time. And if you want others to have a good time with you, hit that share button, because that's very important. Let everybody know that they can catch a weekly roundup of Trek news happening right meow on Priority 1 podcast. All right. Brady Bunch goes to Hawaii here. That's nice, Jamal. That's a good callback.
Watch out for the tarantula.
Have you seen? Oh my gosh! Have you seen the meme of the Brady Bunch people in the in their
Boxes,
cubes?
yeah.
And then the box in the middle is empty, and they're all looking down, and the meme's like, "All right, what's her name? Alice. Alice, no, you have to turn on the camera, Alice. You have to. No,
I
it's the
haven't seen
zoom
that.
button
I
for the
haven't seen
camera,
that.
Alice."
Right.
I thought that was funny. Everybody's all zoomed out. We need a little humor. And as Tony said, what were you saying earlier, Tony, about our past episodes?
About our past episodes, they're all amazing and fantastic. You should watch them.
You were
all.
talking about
So-
episode
Specifically
2.
the blooper reel.
Yeah.
Oh, right, yeah. So I go to the grocery store all by my lonesome self, and it takes forever because we only go once a week, and I'm shopping for the whole family, and so I try to have something in my ears, and for some reason, I couldn't download last week's episode, but the blooper episode from 2017 popped up on the playlist, so I just played that, and it was objectively hilarious. I'm glad I was wearing a mask in the store because otherwise I would have been grinning like an idiot. People would wonder what's wrong with me. So hopefully they couldn't see I was grinning like an idiot.
Who were the
whole
hosts
time.
then?
It was you and me and Kenna and Winters.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh my
so,
god, that sounds
yeah.
amazing.
Yeah, it was fun time. It was fun. That was the set. So
Well, check it out. If you aren't already subscribed to us, just open up your...
you need to be cheered up. It's a solid hour of just us being complete morons, and it's
Yeah.
really funny. Yeah.
Those are the best. I'm going to put a link in Twitch chat for everybody that should make it easy for everyone to subscribe to the show. When you open the link, it should, especially if you're on a mobile browser, it should just automatically open to whatever default podcast app it is that you have. Podfollow does a really nice job of aggregating it and then triggering your phone. It works really well on phones, and it'll work on a browser. But I see that. But yeah, anywho, just try that out and see if it works.
If you do go back and listen to it, though, skip like the first 15 minutes. It's just us being nice to each other on a script, and it's just
the
very
most important part.
self-congratulatory.
How dare you.
It's just but get to the part where we start abusing each other. That's the best part. That's the good stuff.
All right. Everybody said they did an audio check, and we're recording in Zoom. Skippy, that's track recording, right? Not just one big recording.
Sure. Should be. I'll double check.
It is now.
It is now.
Now that you've reminded me.
Yeah. That's it. I am glad you asked that though, because I did recently format my computer, so all of those settings did get reset.
Hey, Roscoe's
Wow,
watching
nice.
us on
Video
Facebook
is-
right now, all the way from...
I'll be right back. My cat's
Down-
making weird noises.
down
Be
under.
back in a second.
Oh, never mind. I guess we're not doing the show. No Star Trek yet, folks. It just gives you more time to share and retweet and let everybody know that we're about to jump into the news for Star Trek. So, Kat, are you getting ready? Packing already?
Yes, I packed
sorry, did I
several.
just- did
I
I
packed
just-
several boxes.
Okay.
But I
Sorry.
was gonna say hey to all the people in chat, and yeah, because there's a bunch of Armada folks in there.
Nice, nice. I see Ray Borg is there. Dale, Captain Zinto, Advisory Panda,
Yep.
and a shout out to Jamal watching us on Facebook and YouTube. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Tony's taking
What's
care of
up,
cats,
you
and then we'll
guys?
jump into
He
the-
was just being stupid.
All right. I'm going to hit the big. I'm gonna hit the button, and remember, 3, 2, 1, click. Okay. Okay. Got it. Good.
You sure?
I'm gonna hit the big red button in
This
3,
is how you wanna do
2, 1. This is Elijah. Intro sync 1.
This is Cat intro sync 2.
This is Tony. Intro sync 3.
This is Skiffy intro sync 4.
Intro in 3, 2.
Oh, that's
Who's-
me. Sorry. This week on Priority 1, we check out the end of CBS All Access, Lower Deck's place in Trek mythos, another possible Kirk recasting, and intakes. In Star Trek Gaming, Star Trek Online once again teams with groupies to support the pop
Groupie.
culture. Is it? Thought
Is
it
it
was
groupies or
groupie.
groupie?
It's with a S, pretty sure. Hold on, I can look it up.
In the TIO article, it's groupies twice.
Pretty sure.
All right,
Just-
groupies it is.
Dang it. I totally had that right.
Sorry.
In Star Trek gaming, Star Trek Online once again teams with groupies to support the Pop Culture Hero Coalition, more updates to the Year of Klingon, and we protect Pavo in our newest event. Then we open hailing frequencies for your incoming messages. Wait a minute, let me do that again. Then we open hailing frequencies for your incoming messages.
Sorry, I need a sip of water. Sorry, Brendan. Hello, Captains. You're listening to episode 460 of Priority One, a Roddenberry Star Trek podcast. Your weekly recap and review of all the major news happening in the Star Trek multiverse. This episode was recorded live on Tuesday, May 12th, 2020, and available for download or streaming on Friday, May 15th at PriorityOnePodcast.com. I'm Elijah.
I'm Kat.
And I'm Tony.
And in the audio booth is our chief engineer, Skiffy. Hold on. And in the audio booth, and in the audio booth is our chief engineer, Jesus.
Wow, Jesus.
When did we get him?
That's
Fantastic! Wow,
Oh,
your recruiting's really
It takes-
stepped up.
It's against my programming to impersonate a deity.
It takes Jesus to produce this show every week. And in our audio booth is our chief audio engineer, Skiffy.
Hello, guys. How's it going?
Before we jump into the news, we want to invite you to join in on the weekly conversations, whether via social media platforms like Facebook.com/Priority One Podcast, on Twitter or Instagram at Priority One Pod, or by email to incoming@PriorityOnePodcast.com.
Mike, Brandon, you better take that blooper and add some amazing choir music underneath that. Like something Gregorian chanty. Something Gregorian chanty celebrating that Jesus is our chief audio engineer. Captains, as you know, each and every week, I need to talk to you about Patreon, because that's the way that we can produce this show from week to week with your support. As you know, producing this show is done entirely by volunteers. None of us ever get paid for the work that we do on Priority One Podcast. But that's all right, because we do it. But that's all right, because we do it out of a labor of love.
No,
As a labor.
it is a labor of love.
Okay. But that's all right, because we do it as a labor of love. And we like to think that we're carving our own little corner of the Star Trek mythos by doing this Star Trek podcast. But
Not but.
yes,
And.
yes, you're right. And
Yeah.
so we need your help to continue to produce this show from week to week. So head on over to patreon.com and check out all the amazing perks that we have to offer, including an entirely separate show dedicated to our patrons, a show that we title After Hours. Here's a clip of what you can expect from our off-the-cuff, unscripted, and unedited After Hours podcast. So, Captains, again, check us out over at patreon.com/Priority One and consider becoming a patron of this production.
Now let's check out the latest news from the Star Trek multiverse.
Everybody hit stop. All right.
Did you want to make the announcement about the new community manager?
Nah, we're on a 30, 60, 90 with him.
Oh, okay.
Nah, I'm kidding. Anthony's back. He's doing community management. He's still on a 30, 60, 90 though.
That damn right.
He's still
You don't
on-
get that virtual high five if you're still on the probation.
That's true.
It's not happening.
I'm like, I don't know what the crap a 30, 60, 90 is. Sounds naughty.
Probation period. And it's not nearly as fun as you might think. He makes it sound fun though. That's his special gift.
That's
Well, yay. I'm so excited. That's going to be great.
Yeah, he unfortunately he can't commit, but he is also isn't he on the Armada stream on Saturday nights every other week?
Yeah, like once a month.
Nice.
Now that
It's-
it's fantastic. He's awesome.
Once you volunteer for this show, you never ever really leave. I mean, look at me. This is like the third or fourth time I've come back.
Tony,
I mean,
Tony,
I'm like a
Tony,
bad
Tony, that's not
rash.
true. Don't make it awkward. That's not true.
So you're
Don't make it
saying it's like Hotel California?
That's right. I've tried to check out. I've tried. It just doesn't happen.
Sounds an awfully lot like a Star Wars trailer. No one's ever really gone.
No one's ever really gone. This is really me though. I'm not a Force Ghost.
awkward. Oh, good.
Wrong franchise.
All right, let's jump into the news. Everybody ready
Oh,
for
wait,
Trek?
hold
I
on.
need one more second.
Hold
I'm
on.
all done.
Mine
So am I.
won't- Mine won't export.
I exported. I was just still trying to sort out my audio issues.
Oh
Turns out,
man, Roscoe's calling us out on the exchange rate on those virtual high fives, man. So
Why
the
won't
other awesome
There's-
thing
it's-
about our
there's no-
team,
yeah, not a floating currency.
I can't.
it's
not
not
a
a floating
floating
currency.
currency.
Not a floating currency.
Not a floating
Sorry.
currency, no.
Sorry,
Nope.
sorry, Roscoe.
No futures.
That's the other awesome thing about our production team is that they are all over the world. I mean, we've got several people in the UK that do audio editing, people throughout the United States, of course, and Roscoe down under, man, on literally the other side of the world.
Hey, time runs backwards there.
Time runs backwards there.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
and toilets, when you flush them, the water just goes straight in your face. It's like a bidet.
In the face.
Like a bidet.
A face
Oh my
bidet.
god. A
Water
bidet's an
fountains
Australian toilet. Why didn't nobody tell me that?
Water fountains are just face bidets.
Oh my god.
so wrong.
I forgot who said that. It wasn't me. I think it was Anthony. It was either Anthony or Kenna who made that joke. I don't remember.
That's amazing.
All right. Are you guys ready for Trek It Out?
I am now.
Well,
All right.
I guess I'll have to sort this out later, but it's
What
not
happened?
letting me move. It's not letting me export into the raw folder. That's weird.
You were able to export it to MP3, but the MP3 is just not moving.
Right.
Okay. We can save that for later. It's fine.
Okay. All right. Well then, one moment.
Not being
As
able
long
to
as you
export
save
would
it,
be a
unless
big
you can
problem.
save it to your desktop. Maybe save a copy to your desktop.
Oh well. Whoops.
If it exported, she's got an
Yeah,
MP3
it's-
file on there.
Yeah, it exported. I just.
Yeah, that's the important part. Yeah.
All right.
I don't know where it is.
Oh god.
You could. So do you have your Audacity session still up? Just keep it up and just make a new one and just.
Hit con-
oh, you already killed it.
Hit Control Z.
Oh.
If you killed it, hit Control Z.
Oh, there it is.
All right. Now, yeah.
So- Yeah, and then you can now I would suggest doing a file save as on that Audacity file and saving the raw Audacity file until we can sort out the problem. It's a good idea to keep an Audacity file as a backup separate from the MP3 in case the MP3 is corrupted. Lesson learned from other production that we do over on the other channel. So it's always good if you keep that
on.
backup. Keep that backup at least until the show's released, just in case the MP3 gets corrupted.
My friends, this is how the sausage is made. Welcome to how Priority One production is produced.
Just a little tip from your Uncle Tony, because it's not like that problem has come up before, and the MP3 has disappeared, and someone has to go to the raw show file and cut and paste, or we just upload just the raw show file.
You know what's
Not
funny?
like that's ever happened before.
I can't remember the last time that ever happened to me.
Well,
Good, because
I
you have
saved it.
backups, right?
I saved it.
Great.
Okay, we're good.
All right, check
you.
it out.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna drink some water first.
Oh, you picked now to drink some water? We
Water.
already waited 10 minutes and now?
Well, we don't go till
Yo, Skinny,
he's
your-
ready.
Your microphone is super low.
You want me to raise it up? Can I help?
I don't. Well,
Yeah,
what I
that's
mean
much
by
better.
low is
Yeah,
that it
yeah,
just
just
doesn't-
you're way up above your mouth. Way
You know what I'm
up
talking
above your
about. You know what I'm
mouth.
talking about. It's the.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna hit the big red button in 3, 2,
Where's that big red button?
1. This is Elijah. Trek it out. Sync 1.
This is Kat. Check it out. Sync 2.
This is Tony. Check it out. Sync 3.
This is Skivvy. Check it out. Sync 4.
Trek it out in 3, 2. The end of CBS All Access is nigh. Near. Coming.
Close.
Close. Around the bend. But not really. Well, sort of. All right, let's just explain this. On Thursday, Viacom CBS CEO Bob Bakish told investors that there would be big changes to the company's over-the-top video-on-demand service, CBS All Access, starting with a rebranding of subscription-based services. So, yeah, see, it's like kind of things are changing. Bakish said, quote, major changes coming this summer as we track, quote, Bakish said, quote, major changes coming this summer as we track toward the rebrand and relaunch of a transformed product, end quote. In addition to the 100-plus movie titles added to the service on Thursday. In addition to the 100-plus movie titles added to the service on Thursday, including Star Trek IV, Generations, First Contact, and Nemesis, All Access Programming Chief Julie McNamara said in a press release, quote, expanding CBS All Access's library of films with these iconic titles from Paramount Pictures is just one of the many ways we're integrating the phenomenal catalog of IP available to us within the Viacom CBS family, end quote. But movies aren't the only changes coming to the soon-to-be VOD artist formerly known as CBS All Access. Viacom CBS promises to leverage several of its broadcast properties. Did anybody hear that? I just want to hear something. Viacom CBS promises to leverage several of its broadcast properties on the service as well, including Nickelodeon, MTV, Comedy Central, BET, Smithsonian, and Paramount Network. Oh. No, I'm not saying Bar Rescue 24/7. Jake, that's not happening. No firm details were given about release dates or price changes, if any, but we'll keep our sensors set to max. So stay tuned.
It's about time. They really need to fix CBS All Access because it's pretty not user-friendly at the moment. We've been saying that for ages, but this is maybe good. I don't know. I'm concerned about Viacom CBS, given the latest shareholder suit details.
What are you talking about?
Well, we mentioned it before when we were talking about the merger and after that, but now there was a shareholder suit filed against Sherry Redstone. And the shareholders
really?
shareholders
No
are not happy right now. So, yeah.
And what does that mean? Why aren't they happy? Do you know?
Oh, they're saying they overpaid, that they inflated the stock price to get the sale done, that Sherry Redstone was just forcing them to merge because she wanted it done.
And
inflated the price.
Yeah. So, and this is
illegal.
No, well, illegal.
Well,
quote.
It depends.
It may violate the fiduciary duty of the manager of the company, the management of the company, to treat all shareholders fairly. But put that aside. What they're doing here is her trying to make it a fait accompli, right? Tying all the libraries together, rebranching and relaunching and rebranding the product as a Viacom CBS whole family of films, Paramount mixing together with the TV. This is them trying to make it too complicated and weird to sort of untangle. And this goes back to the discussion we had earlier. If this makes the property more attractive to a buyer like Amazon, then all of a sudden that shareholder lawsuit goes away because everybody gets paid.
If what
everybody
makes
gets
it more
paid.
attractive, the UI or what?
The library.
Not the IP.
Yeah. The
Yeah,
library.
Your library and your content, that's what's
Yep.
going to make it attractive. You've got movies, all these movies, and you've got Nickelodeon, the MTV stuff, all of that. All of
Right.
those networks had original programming, too, that you can watch hopefully soon.
Yeah,
So
and they've all got
interestingly enough,
years of
though,
back
there
catalogs.
will be some licensing issues that come of this. So, for instance, South Park will leave the CBS All Access umbrella because of licensing So there will be some shows that are usually on those networks like Comedy Central or whatnot that won't make it over. Now, it's great that they're adding this library. That's fantastic, and that's exciting, and it makes the subscription to something like CBS All Access a little more worthwhile. But if they don't do anything to the UI, if they don't do anything to the user experience, wherever it is, whether on Roku, whether on your mobile device, or on the web browser, it doesn't matter. I'm still not subscribing to CBS All Access. And I would rather, if I did have to subscribe to CBS All Access, I would rather do it through Amazon because their UI is much better. So hopefully in these major changes, we are not only going to see logos change, but we're going to see technology change behind it too.
I strongly suspect this is a prelude to some sort of offer or dance with Amazon. This whole thing is, and even the shareholder lawsuit, is probably a strategy to get that deal done. I strongly suspect that we're going to see that coming up in the next few months.
Well, that'd be delightful. But speaking of the catalog of Star Trek related things, what about Lower Decks?
There's going to be an expansion to that catalog soon. Mike McMahon, the creator of Lower Decks, is a busy man. This week, the former Rick and Morty showrunner launched a new animated series on Hulu, Solar Opposites, and sat down with Inverse to promote the show. During the interview, McMahon spoke a bit about his latest project, the aforementioned Star Trek Lower Decks. McMahon gave the vaguest of vague answers when talking about the show release, saying, quote, "I can't give you a specific answer on when that's coming out, but we're still working on it and we're on track for when we have planned, which is this year," end quote. The TNG Season 8 creator did open up a bit about where the show fits in the mythos, though, saying, quote, "It was important to me that if you know everything about Star Trek and you watch this show, then it fits into canon and doesn't break Star Trek. In fact, it grows it. And if you know nothing about Star Trek, then all of the canon in Lower Decks feels like mythological, broad, understandable sci-fi stuff. So you can still enjoy Lower Decks even if it's your first Star Trek show," end quote. For a full link to the article, check out the show notes.
What a novel idea for a Star Trek series. Let's hope they can pull it off.
Where's this guy get these crazy notions of fitting into the existing canon and like making it accessible to new viewers at the same time? Pfft, this guy.
That'll never work.
Never work. It'll never work.
So I watched Solar Opposites, or at least I tried to, and I'm a big Rick and Morty fan. I've, watched all episodes of Rick and Morty. I'm now caught up with the most recent 2 episodes. And I wanted to give Solar Opposites a chance, but it's like Rick and Morty, man. And the same voice actor who does Rick and Morty and several of the characters is also playing one of the main roles in Solar Opposites, and it's like listening to Rick talk. It's just so close, and the nuance there's barely any nuance in the change of voice. But that's also part of the shtick about it. Is it Dan Harmon? Is it Dan Harmon the one who does it?
I think so,
I think it's
yeah.
Dan Harmon, right? No, it's the other one. What's his name?
I can't remember.
Justin Roiland.
Z would know.
So, but then again, that's part of the shtick of it, right? Justin Roiland plays a lot of these different characters, and he doesn't necessarily deviate much in his voice acting, but I don't know. It was too. So my point is, I'm a little concerned that we're going to see Rick and Morty, right? And I don't know that I necessarily want that. I want to see new ideas, fresh ideas. And if the concept of Lower Decks is that these stories are taking place as the bigger picture mythos of Star Trek is happening, and we're getting to see what happens literally in the Lower Decks as Riker impregnates something, then yeah, that could be fun. That could be interesting. But I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. All I know is I was really confused because last week or something like that, Nickelodeon announced this show, The Astronauts. I was like, wait a minute. Is that the new Star Trek show? I'm so confused.
I think we're okay because this is the guy that did the Star Trek season 8, and all those tweets were funny, but they were all Star Trek funny, right? It's like you can't really make jokes about something unless you understand it. You know, that's how you know somebody gets it, and especially if you make in-jokes about Star Trek, like jokes that only Trek nerds get. I think he's got it. I'm not very concerned about that, and I think that if he's given the creative license to handle it, and he takes the attitude that was just in that quote, I think we're gonna be all right.
Yeah, I mean, are you worried that it's just going to go Rick, cynical, the Federation's terrible, and all life sucks?
No, it's more the humor, the comedy, the style. I think there's something to be said about the style of animation, but like Solar Opposites, you saw it, didn't you? Didn't it just feel like you were watching a reskinned version of Rick and Morty?
I mean, a little bit. It was really hard to separate the voice because you're like, oh, it's the Rick guy in this cartoon. Because, again, he's disillusioned with everything and hates, that he crash landed on Earth.
Yeah, so I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still going to watch it. Oh. All right. Any and every entertainment gossip site has claimed to break the story of an upcoming Star Trek Pike series, but this week, a new and interesting rumor has expanded on this story. Take your blood pressure meds because it's... What?
Okay, First of all, Jake, you don't take blood pressure medication for a saliva problem, which I think is what you mean here, not a salinating problem. Someone has
I'm like,
salt.
wait, are you going to get salty? I don't understand.
Are you salty? Have you
Maybe
dipped yourself in
is.
salt? Yeah.
Because it's
okay.
because I get it. He's doing he did this last week where he was trying to do a play on words for take it with a grain of salt. And I changed every moment of it that I saw it on the script when I had to publish the show. Sorry, Jake.
Oh, so this is an in-joke, production in-joke.
No,
Okay,
it's not a production in-joke. It's Jake doing his best to be funny.
All right. So do I need to read that part?
No.
A new writer.
No.
We have an opening for what?
In other news, we have an opening for a writing position here at Priority One. Send your applications to-
Okay.
Typing is happening. I'm going to make good radio while
please.
the typing happens.
So like last week's
That
discussion.
spelling mistake.
Discussion.
Um,
Yes, that's it. We're going to have a discussion about it. That's right. So just tune into Priority One every week for podcasting tips. Script writing, data archiving for audio files, pronunciation of different words. We've got it all here.
you know what it is that
Jake.
this happens to Jake when he doesn't eat a hamburger, and so he gets a little.
When someone gives the man a cheeseburger, he just doesn't eat it. He just doesn't do it.
All right,
It's not
sorry.
happening.
All right, here we go.
Okay.
Let's take it from the top of that one.
Yes. Any and every entertainment gossip site has claimed to break the story of an upcoming Star Trek Pike series, but this week, a new and interesting rumor has expanded on this story. So, like last week's discussion about potential acquisitions, this is another headline to take with a grain of salt. Gossip site? Oh. All right. Gossip cinema site, The Cinema Spot, claims to have exclusive insider information that the unannounced upcoming Pike series has started casting, wait for it, James Tiberius Kirk. According to the site, quote, CBS All Access is eyeing multiple actors, but sources close to CBS have informed us that the streaming service is... Wait a minute. Okay, let me start over. Quote, CBS All Access is eyeing multiple actors, but sources close to CBS have informed us that the streaming service is very keen on casting Jake Cannavale? Cannavale? Damn it. Okay. Quote, CBS All Access is eyeing multiple actors, but sources close to CBS have informed us that the streaming service is very keen on casting Jake Cannavale for the role. He recently held a screen test with Star Trek Discovery Spock actor Ethan Peck through Skype, end quote. Through Skype? Really? Skype?
First of all, that's kind of primitive, right? I mean,
weird.
you want to be doing through Skype.
And, okay, let's come back to that. Not to be outdone, We Got This Covered, which has a long and spotty scoop history, claimed another TOS character was also being recast. Quote, "We've now heard from our sources that the same ones who told us about the Pike spinoff initially and that Discovery has been renewed for 5 seasons, which has also been confirmed, that Uhura will also feature in the series. We don't know whether the producers have any actresses in mind for the role yet, but the character will definitely appear on the show." End quote.
So, James Cannavale, sure.
Oh.
His most familiar role to many of us who are also sci-fi fans will be on from The Mandalorian, where he was the guy that tried to rip off the Mandalorian on the planet. He double-crossed him when he was going after the other bounty hunter. So he was a one and done in that show. So I'm wondering.
Guy.
Yeah, I'm wondering if he's going to be a one and done on this Pike series too, because I don't know. Is James Kirk going to be a junior officer on the Enterprise under Pike? Is that going to be a thing? I mean, I don't think that's in canon anywhere so far. Not that it couldn't be. There's no reason why Ensign Kirk couldn't be the wet behind the ears kid on the Enterprise bridge, but I didn't think that was that hadn't been sort of explained before, to my knowledge.
I don't like this at all. First of all, he does not remind me of a Kirk character at all whatsoever. I mean, he's just so not chiseled. You know, like it's not... I don't even remember him in Mandalorian, and I watched that show too. And until I even looked it up and I even saw images of it, I was like, gee, I don't really remember that character. So, I hate to say it,
he was a
but,
one and done.
Well,
yeah,
and why would Kirk be? I mean, where's that storyline gonna come from? That just seems crazy. I'd rather see Uhura, honestly. I mean, she's cool, but I mean, yeah, Pike and Kirk didn't serve together.
They need to do
that
a better
we know
job.
of.
This is
All
another
right,
one.
well,
This is another one of those instances that CBS needs to do a better job at fan service. They need to really do a better job at delivering
This
fan
is
service.
fan service. They need to stop it.
Well, because, like, for instance, if you watch any of the recent Star Wars movies, when you jump into the Millennium Falcon, for instance, they didn't give the Millennium Falcon cockpit a facelift, right? It's still that classic experience and visual that people have grown up with, right? And Mandalorian gave us some fan service, and Star Wars has done a really good job, I think, in delivering fan service, especially to casual fans of the franchise.
So
Yes.
just to be clear, when you're saying they didn't give the Millennium Falcon a facelift, I'm assuming you haven't seen Solo?
Oh, I didn't see Solo. I heard it was garbage, so I didn't even bother.
oh, it's really good.
Okay.
I
Well,
like
they
it.
gave the Millennium Falcon a facelift.
Well, it was
Big one.
brand new, right?
Well, yeah, it was at that point it was a brand new ship.
Okay, well,
So,
we're in
but
favor.
my point is that, you know, Picard, I think, is the closest thing to decent fan service that we got in terms of just kind of subtly injecting, you know, old Easter eggs, old callbacks, bringing back characters for certain things, whereas Discovery, it forces it, right? It just forces it for some reason, right? And one excellent example of that is number one. Number one was forced. It was like, let's bring number one in. Why not? Let's bring her in. Let's cast somebody and let's have her eat a hamburger. It just didn't serve a purpose, right? And so, and even in the short trek, I don't know. I just feel like that could have been those production dollars could have been delivered to another story. But Star Trek, I think, needs to do better at its creativity and how it wants to, I think Star Trek needs to get better at its creativity in how it delivers fan service.
Here's some wild optimism for you. Let's just say, for the sake of argument, that the team behind Star Trek has learned some lessons so far, and has decided to go full on fan service with a Pike series, and then cut Discovery loose and let them do random whatever the hell they feel like, which is probably a smarter idea. Give the fans a show for nostalgia and for correcting, cutting Enterprise off just when it was getting good. This is their chance to do a prequel series correctly, and they can show you how the Enterprise got to its 5-year mission with Pike and Number 1 and Spock and maybe Little Ensign Jimmy Kirk at the helm, getting into scrapes and learning to become chiseled. He's not chiseled yet, Elijah. He has to become chiseled through adversity and hijinks and tomfoolery, with Captain Pike, guiding him. It could work. It could work.
I could get on board with that.
Kat's not there for the tomfoolery and the hijinks. She's not there
Kat,
for the
Can you read the community question?
Yeah. When you're done typing it.
Done.
Okay. That leads us to our first community question this week. Do you believe the rumor that James Canaveral will be the next Kirk? Do you like the casting, or is there someone else you'd prefer? Let us know in the comment section for this episode at PriorityOnePodcast.com, or by replying to our community question post on social media channels like Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Star Trek fans are a creative bunch, from fanfic to podcast and everything in between. We sure put our passion to good use. And one of those industrious fans, YouTube Ryan's Edits, has taken Star Trek outtakes and put them back into the episode, and it's even better than it sounds. From Future Imperfect's high fives to Guinan, unique advice about the holodeck, these bite-sized... there should be a 2 in there, probably. Oh, okay, I see what he's doing. From Future Imperfect's high fives to Guinan's unique advice about the holodeck, these bite-sized Trek nuggets are a fun distraction. TrekMovie.com has the newest videos embedded, so follow our link for easy viewing.
Have you guys seen these? These are hilarious.
Yes,
I saw
they
a
are
few.
funny.
They're great.
Yeah, this is Commander. I forget your name. And then they go on the scene like nothing happened.
Oh my God! One of my favorite bloopers is when Michael Dorn messes up the ship in a bottle scene, and Picard's like, "What? Haven't you played? Didn't you play with ships in a bottle when you were kids?" And Michael Dorn goes, "I didn't play with little boys." And it's one of the funniest bloopers that it just gets me every time. So in the intake, they put that blooper. What they do is that they take the blooper and they play it. He cuts it seamlessly as if though it was actually a part of the episode. So that blooper makes it in, and the scene continues. Right, it moves on to the next moment, as it would in the episode. So these are hilarious. Please check them out. Links, of course, will be in the show notes.
I saw one where Tracy Coco, since she drops in on us from time to time, she was walking behind Commander Riker, and he flubbed his line and just turns around and goes, "Tracy!" and runs right after her all the way down the hallway. This is just great.
That's awesome.
Yeah, these are...
it was like... Yeah.
Go ahead.
Sorry. No, it's okay. I'm looking at the time, so...
Right. Well, Captains, that's all the news we have to trek out this week. Actually, wait. Tony, you do it.
Well, Captains, that's all the news we have to trek out this week. Now let's find out what happened in the world of Star Trek gaming.
Everybody hit stop. A lot of people in the chat are pissed about the James T. Kirk thing.
They should be. It's kind of...
I don't know, man.
We'll
it's just... they're not...
Full judgment until we see the final.
Yeah, I'm like, I'll believe it when I see it. I don't believe these rumors.
And like I said, when his involvement in The Mandalorian was a one and done, so I don't know if he's risen to the level of qualified to be cast regular yet. He might be just an actor who gets those, recurring roles or every occasional role type things. And remember, this is all rumor stuff, and this is the sort of thing that someone might leak out to generate buzz.
Right.
So everyone's talking about James Canaveral being the new Kirk, and everyone thinks it's a great idea. So you should definitely hire him. It could be some sort of strategy by somebody's agent to try to make it work better. So it's just all Hollywood gossip at this point. But the interesting part of the story is that they're gonna try to put the Kirk character in. If that part's true, I think that gives us an idea of what they're planning for Pike. And I hope it's we screwed up when we canceled Enterprise in season 4, so we're gonna make up for that now. We're gonna make a good Star Trek prequel.
Wait, what does Oh, wait. What about
Enterprise
what does
season
Enterprise
4.
have to do with anything?
Enterprise Season 4. It's
about
a
it?
Federation prequel. They started to explain how the Federation got to where it was through stories about the Andorians, the Vulcans, the Romulans. Season 4 of Enterprise was really good about that. And if they can do that in a Pike series where it's right before you see the 5-year mission, that would be good. I think there's a lot of opportunity there.
I regret talking comparing Star Trek to Star Wars because Star Wars hasn't had an original thought since the original 3 movies. So all they keep doing is regurgitating the same thing.
Star Wars was written after George Lucas read A Hero with a Thousand Faces, and A Hero with a Thousand Faces is all about every story ever is the same story. So, yeah, I mean, Star Wars has never had an original thought. It's just taken all the old thoughts and repackaged them with lasers.
But you know what I mean, though.
Swords.
You know what I mean. Every movie I feel is the exact same formula, and the exact same thing happens in each movie, each one of them. So I don't know. Anyway,
that's why McDonald's sells 1 billion hamburgers, man. You go to McDonald's, you know exactly what you're going to get. You go to Star Wars movie.
Is it just me, or is Skiffy like impossible to hear?
He's really low.
I'm really low.
Hey, Skiffy, your microphone's really low again. You should move it up. Yeah, perfect. Right above your forehead. That's perfect. Exactly where you want it.
I'm recording, but I could leave the Zoom and come back in, and that would probably reset it.
Yes, it would.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
So do we have to make some more good radio while we wait for him to come back?
I guess.
Excuse me.
Why won't this stop?
All right, I'm recording now on Zoom. All right, so while we're waiting, yeah, they're fun to watch. I will watch them and drink a beer and go along for the ride. But not Rise of Skywalker. What was the first one?
Yeah, Rise of Skywalker. Oh, Force Awakens.
Force Awakens was the original 3 movies in one.
Yeah. Most people think it's a shot-for-shot remake of New Hope.
And
it's pretty close.
And then on top of that, it's just a bigger Death Star. I mean...
Yes.
It's just... I don't know. Skiffy has entered the room. Da 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 da.
How's that?
A little better.
Yeah, I figured that would reset the gain.
It's still pretty low.
Well, not much I can do about that right now. The recording's fine.
All right. All right. Are you guys ready for Stowe News?
Jace.
All right. I'm going to hit the big red button in 3. Well, Panda. Let's not get into JJ because JJ's never had an original idea in his entire life.
Oh, no, I disagree with that. He's just a really bad finisher. He doesn't finish his stories very well.
He's got lots of original ideas.
I thought Lost was
Just
pretty
trail
good.
off.
The first couple of seasons of Lost I thought were really good.
He's... All right, Okay, so he's better on television than he is with films.
I disagree with that, too, because the end of Lost sucked.
Didn't he leave by the end of Lost? Wasn't he not involved by the end of Lost?
That's not as far as I know.
I thought he was not.
I'm not sure. I think Lost just got... It was unfortunate because the writer's strike, and then it never recovered.
I think back to Cloverfield. I mean, that's just Godzilla with handycams. Then,
but if we're gonna play this game, you can point out any movie or TV show that's out there and find touchstones to other stuff.
Yes, no. There's a difference between touchstoning, and then there's a difference between I'm gonna take ET and inject steroids, and that's what that movie Super 8 was about.
There's only so many stories you could tell.
I don't know, man. All right, maybe this is a good after-hours conversation I have one day.
Shakespeare did the ball.
What we should do is we should have this conversation in the context of the Star Trek episode Sub Rosa.
That's true.
Because that episode really lends itself to a meta-analysis of story archetypes. You know, there's a lot to work with here in Sub Rosa. I'll tell you, it's really great. It's a great episode.
Right. Stowe News. I'm gonna hit the big red button.
Pretty good show. You should check it out. 3,
2, 1. This is Elijah. Stowe News Sync 1.
This is Kat. Stowe News Sync 2.
This is Tony contemplating the meta-analysis of Sub Rosa, Sync 3.
I can't hear Skiffy
whoops.
at all now.
I'm sorry. That's because I wasn't talking. This is Skiffy, Stowe News Sync 4. I forgot to sync up. I'm sorry.
Stowe News in 3.
He was busy contemplating the
I
meta-analysis
was trying to
of
fix
Sub
my
Rosa.
levels. Do I sound any better?
A little
Yeah.
better now.
Yes, actually
Okay.
a lot better. Yeah.
Thank you.
Stowe News in 3, 2. Star Trek Online has once again invited players to join in their effort to raise funds for 2 worthy causes. Along with fellow Cryptic Games property Neverwinter, Star Trek Online has announced... Along with fellow Cryptic Games property Neverwinter, Star Trek Online has announced several new Groupies bundles for purchase. At the first tier... With the first tier starting at just $2, players can claim a heroic Rycian Caracal pet. Is it Caracal or Caracal?
Caracal.
Caracal?
Mm-hmm.
With the first tier starting at just $2, players can claim a heroic Rycian Caracal pet. Caracal.
It's a
Heroic
Jellicle cat.
Rycian Jellicle cat. Yes.
I want 4 ships, Riker.
With the first
That's a
tier
Jellicle
starting...
cat, not a
Yes.
Jellicle cat. There's a difference. There's a difference there.
Jericho cat. No.
It's a Jellicle cat.
At the first tier, for just $2, players can claim a heroic Rycian Caracal pet. Jesus Christ! Jesus pops up from the editing booth. Yeah.
You rang.
Oh, he'll fix it in post. He can cut that L right out. It'll just be. It won't go. It'll go from plet to pet. It's easy. It's super easy.
If anyone
Barely
can
an
do it,
inconvenience.
If anyone could do it, that would be him.
at the
Super
first
easy. Barely an inconvenience.
I got some
Starting at-
fit post editing. No problem. Don't worry about it.
We are all gonna get strike down tonight.
all right.
There are
Bolt of
storms in the area. I'm
lightning.
waiting for the lightning.
All right, all right.
Any minute now.
With the first tier starting at just $2, players can claim a heroic Rycian Caracal pet, a heroic Tribble, and a new player title.
No,
heroic.
you didn't get Tribble. No, you go back and do Tribble again.
Okay.
It came out Turble. You got. You nailed Caracal, and then went Turble. Turble.
TRBL terrible.
A heroic Tribble, and a new player title, heroic. At $10, players can claim 2 Tier 6 ships. The Federation's Somerville, the Federation's Somerville Intel Science Vessel, and the Klingon Defense Forces Battle.
But it was the both.
Balth.
No, it's BATL.
No, it's battle.
I'm
Battle.
pretty... Okay.
Oh, is that a
well,
misspelling?
Yeah.
Well, Dominus of Andor, Regis, Klingonis, whatever your name was.
Let's find
She's
out.
the one.
Now
She's our Klingon language expert.
Now I
here.
have to look.
Yeah, BATLH.
Oh,
BATLH.
cool.
Unless
Okay,
it's an
well,
I.
I mean, I'd trust Allie's Klingon pronunciation.
No.
Call in the expert.
Allie,
But
do you want to
anyway.
help us with Klingon? She's busy.
Okay, well.
All right.
Hey, Allie.
Okay. At $10, players can claim 2 Tier 6 ships. The Federation's Somerville Intel Science Vessel and the KDF and the Klingon Defense Forces Batil Intel Science Vessel, along with 1 fleet module. Buyers of the higher tier will also automatically receive the items from Tier 1. Proceeds from the fundraising event will be evenly divided between the United Way Bay Area and Chase Masterson's Pop Culture Hero Coalition. To find the link to the groupies offer or to see the details of the Neverwinter bundles, check out our links in the show notes.
Did you
These are
guys
great.
get this?
I bought the bundle. Yeah. Did you?
I did, absolutely. Anytime there's new Caracals or Tribbles or science ships, which I've had my eye on for a while, I just didn't want to buy it full price. So yeah, I immediately got this a little while ago.
Yeah, it's a good bundle for a good cause, and I claimed the items, but I haven't yet checked them out in game. I will do that later today.
Yeah, I already opened the Caracol, and he's adorable, or she, and has a little collar with a, like a superhero insignia. It's really cute. And then the Tribble is polka dot.
Oh, nice.
Yep.
We good? Okay. This week brought us several new insights into upcoming Klingon. This week brought us several new insights into the upcoming Klingon content refresh. On the weekly Stovacor Saturday social media post, Ambassador Kale shared a peek at 2 updated Klingon ship models. One was the Burrell Bird of Prey we were already expecting, and the other was a new model for the Katinga-class battlecruiser. Star Trek Online's YouTube channel also posted a recording of last week's 10 Forward weekly stream. In the 38-minute video, lead environment artist
Nick Duguid.
Artist, Nick Duguid, the artist. Okay. I was gonna get to Duguid. I was gonna do it right this time. After all the
sure.
practice.
Sure.
After all the practice I had last week, I was gonna get it right this time for sure. I'm totally not gonna screw it up like Turbo.
I believe in you.
Thank you. And the 38-minute video, lead environment audit. I can't even get to artist. I'm going to say, in the 38-minute video, lead environment artist, Scott Boyd. See, I can do it like that. But it's like Kmart Stewie
Mr.
voice.
Magoo.
Brian, in the 38-minute video, lead environment artist, Scott Boyd, and senior environment artist Nick Duguid. They sat down to give the players a sneak peek of the updated Klingon ground environments, Brian. In the 38-minute video, lead environment artist Scott Boyd and senior environment artist Nick Duguid sat down to give players a sneak peek of their updated Klingon ground environments. The discussion focused on the Khitomer map used in the Romulan faction mission Turning Point, but the updated resources and textures show the kind of improvements to be expected in other Klingon refreshed environments. To see the video for yourself, head over to Star Trek Online's YouTube channel.
Moving on to console news, the Infinity Lockbox has returned to Star Trek Online for players on Xbox and PS4.
Or I could read the community question.
I was just going to ask, are we skipping that for a reason?
Oh, yeah.
That was the cue for someone to jump in for some discussion, or I could just
My bad.
go to the community question, or how do you want to do that?
Kat, why don't you read the community question?
All right.
All right. That brings us to our community question for Star Trek Online. What did you think of the Khitomer map updates shared by Star Trek Online? Let us know on our website, social media pages, or email us at incoming@priorityonepodcast.com.
To our friends over on Xbox and PS4, the Infinity Lockbox has returned, and with it, new prizes. The box now includes all prizes previously available in the Kelvin Divergence Lockbox, such as the... That was fine, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
The box now includes all prizes previously available in the Kelvin Divergence Lockbox, such as the Tier 6 Kelvin Heavy Destroyer and the Tier 6 Klingon D7 Heavy Destroyer. There's also a brand new Tier 6 ship appearing in this Infinity Lockbox rotation, the Tier 6 Ferengi Quark Marauder. Now, we have, of course, covered these ships and their stats in previous episodes, but if you are interested and play mostly on console, links, of course, will be on our show notes.
It's the first ever quantum ship, right? It's a Quark Marauder. It's really, really small.
Haha.
We don't really have that much Armada news.
Nope. Okay.
Nah.
How about Tony say in other gaming news, and then Kat.
In other gaming news,
For those of you who play Star Trek Timelines, you have 2 events to participate in as of May 14th. The Caregivers event The Caregivers event features a special crew... Dang it. The Caregivers event features special crew members Armada... Oh my god, I so can't read right now. Might need more drinks. Jesus, I could use some more wine.
he's the audio engineer. He's not the waiter.
Oh, well, I had some water around here.
You're getting the lightning first. Yeah, total. You're absolutely getting the lightning first.
The Caregivers event features special crew members Amanda Grayson and the Bashirs. There's
Read
also
that. Sorry, give it. There was that odd pause between Amanda and Grayson.
The Caregivers event features special crew members Amanda Grayson and the Bashirs. There's also a hybrid event whose first phase is a faction event featuring displaced Gabriel Burnham, Delta Flyer Kim, and Tuskegee Mayweather, along with pilot crew. What? Does that make sense? Pilot crew. The pilot crew?
I have no idea.
Okay, well, there's also a hybrid event whose first phase is a faction event featuring displaced Gabriel Burnham, Delta Flyer Kim, and Tuskegee Mayweather, along with pilot crew. Phase 2 will be a galaxy event featuring... Phase 2 will be a galaxy...
Gabriel Burnham.
Michael Burnham's mother, the original Red Angel.
Oh, got it. Sorry. Okay.
Huh.
I was thinking, like, is that supposed to be Gabriel Lorca? What?
Oh, listen, I would have known if it was Lorca.
That's the wrong spelling of Gabriel, too.
It's Gabrielle.
Also the
Gabrielle.
way wrong spelling.
Gabriel.
of Lorca.
Gabrielle.
Yeah, well, anyway. Oh, it is Gabrielle, probably.
Yeah, Gabrielle.
Okay. There's also a hybrid event. Dang it. There's also a hybrid event whose first phase is a faction event featuring displaced Gabriel Burnham.
Gabrielle.
Damn it. There's also a hybrid.
Blow, Gabriel, blow. Come on and blow, Gabriel, blow. It's just an all-out Christian episode tonight.
Giggity.
There's also a hybrid event whose first phase is a faction event featuring displaced Gabrielle Burnham, Delta Flyer Kim, and Tuskegee Mayweather, along with pilot crew. Phase 2 will be a galaxy event following Phase 1.
That's all we've got to cover this week in Star Trek and That's all we've got to cover this week in Star Trek gaming news. Now, let's open hailing frequencies and see what's incoming. Everybody hit stop.
Okay.
I'll give $1 to whoever knows where that song is from.
A musical.
Of course,
Is
it's
it
a musical.
Jesus Christ Superstar?
You owe me
No.
$1.
Nope.
Is
it's
it
not a musical.
Oklahoma?
You have to specify the musical.
Is it Oklahoma?
Joseph,
Nope.
Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat.
Nope. You're nobody's. You guys. I doubt you guys are gonna guess it. Well,
Jesus
don't go
Christ
Googling
Superstar.
it.
I already
Nope,
guessed
not
that
that
one.
one either.
Oh, Godspell.
Nope.
Ah.
It's not a religious themed musical.
Oh. Hmm.
The Lion King?
Nope. What? You would know that if it was from The Lion King.
No, the musical. They have extra songs.
Sweeney Todd?
Nope.
I know it's not the Book of Mormon because my wife
I'll-
listens to that
I'll-
soundtrack
look, I'll
all
help
the time.
I'll help you one more. Cole Porter.
That
Wait,
doesn't help me.
right? He wrote that, right?
Cole
it's Cole
Porter.
No, it's not Cole Porter. Yes, it is Cole Porter.
Make up your mind.
He had to
That's Cole
Google it, which he told us no
I had
Googling.
to make
and
sure
then he
because
had
I needed to
Google
make sure it was Cole Porter.
it. So when we check it on Google later, we'll find out if it's right or not.
You want me
This
to
is
tell
like
you?
This is like his Spanish. He's got to run it through
I already
Google
got
first.
your $1. Yeah, exactly.
No,
the
you
Spanish
didn't
thing,
get
yeah.
my $1. You didn't name the
Yeah,
musical.
I said it was from a musical.
No,
so
it's
you
not.
said
It
it was-
doesn't count. You have to name the musical.
Oh, you didn't say that. You didn't specify.
Well, I also did not specify, so hold that up in court.
Oh, all right.
Wow,
I did
this
not
has turned
specify.
hostile now. It's not from Les Mis. I know that much. Advisory.
It is
Panda
not
guessed
from
Les Mis.
Mis, no.
Anything goes.
Yes, anything goes. Farnsworth
I have seen
gets
that.
it.
It's been a really long time.
Farnsworth gets it. I don't know. I'll mail you $1.
Ask if
I'd
Farnsworth
buy
used
that
Google.
Oh, yeah, maybe. All right, I'm going to hit the big red button for feedback. Everybody ready?
Negative.
Oh, negative. I am a meat popsicle.
And a meat popsicle.
Give me the cash.
Give me the cat. I'm telling you, I am the real Corbin. All right, I'm ready.
All right, I'm going to hit the big red button in 3, 2, 1. This is Elijah, feedback sync 1.
This is Kat, feedback sync 2.
This is Tony, feedback sync 3.
This is Skiffy, feedback sync 4.
Feedback in 3, 2. Well, Captains, hailing frequencies are now open, and we're ready to receive all of your incoming messages.
This week, our first community question was, what did you think of Brian Fuller's explanation of the mirror universe?
From PriorityOnePodcast.com, Tyler Maxwell writes in and says, I've always just taken the Mirror Universe to just be the evil twin universe for the main characters of whatever Trek show that has it. Sure, Trek has explored different choices leading to different realities, but the Mirror Universe characters deviate to such extremes I don't think it's a simple thing of, if Tilly had done A instead of B, she'd become the adorkable cadet instead of the psycho tongue-cutting bootlick lady. I prefer the Mirror Universe to remain its own thing, a place for characters/actors to explore their worst impulses and see what glorious chaos ensues. Yes, I agree with that. It's good for a universe to say how it deviates, but the universe deviated a long time ago for the Mirror people. It's just fun. It's just camp.
Is it me? Oh, it's me.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Our second community question was, who would you rather take over Viacom CBS? Would you rather it be Amazon? Netflix? What about Apple?
From Facebook, AJ Biega writes, I would like Netflix because Amazon and others have not been successful in Australia unless they're an Australian one that has not heard of or Disney. Sorry. I would like Netflix because Amazon and others have not been successful in Australia unless they're an Australian one that no one has heard of or Disney Plus.
From Twitter, Brandon Parker writes in and says, Amazon is iffy considering what they did to Twitch. Netflix might be a match since they have knocked it out with their original shows. Apple seems the less likely of the three as they haven't really bothered with original shows and such. I would bank on Netflix.
I got a question for you guys. What did Amazon do to Twitch?
I didn't know Amazon did anything to Twitch.
I mean, they bought it a few years ago. I don't know what changes they made that would trigger negative feedback.
I mean, it could be that people just sort of resent. Twitch was kind of, cool back in the day. It was edgy, but then Amazon took it over and it got all linked up with stuff. So, I mean, there might be some.
So that's like every company acquisition.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing that I like now about Amazon and Twitch is that Twitch has started watch parties. If something is on Amazon Prime and right now it's only for Twitch affiliates and a few select channels, but if you qualify to be in a Twitch affiliate right now, you could start playing around with watch parties on the Amazon Prime Video catalog. So that works out, I think, and we have to test this out, so don't hold me to it. But I'm wondering if we can watch like Discovery or Picard through the CBS All Access channel on Amazon Prime, and then stream that on Twitch and have watch parties. That would be cool. Yeah, that would be really cool.
I concur.
There you go. You're amazing.
What a wonderful idea.
My mind just went to all the terms and conditions I'd have to read.
Yeah. There you go.
To look and to see if that's even allowed.
Oh my God, you're going to rebroadcast the copyrighted
I'm like,
version
I'm
of
like,
YouTube.
wait.
We're prohibited.
Is that...
Remember FDIC.
Yeah.
Just got a headache.
So some companies that have broadcast rights on certain continents will be able to do this. So some of our viewers are going to be cut off if they live in Europe or Eurasia. Oh my God, yeah.
Everybody hit stop.
Oh, that's the note we're ending on? Okay.
That's the note we're ending on.
That's all getting cut.
That's
all
actually,
getting cut.
Thank you, good night.
Thank you, good night. All right. Well, Captain...
Please tell me that's getting cut.
No, probably not.
Oh, that's...
Why?
Hey, he's the editor. If he thinks it's good radio, then it's good radio.
Good banter.
We'll leave it to Jesus.
Would you please stop saying that?
He's tired of living in a pandemic world. He wants the lightning. He's begging for the lightning.
All right. Let me know when you guys are ready for closing. Closing time. Turn off all your live streams. Get back into your console. Closing time. Fire up Elite Dangerous and get some money in there.
You want some free
You
money
actually
tonight,
gonna play
Elijah?
tonight?
No, probably not. Maybe.
Oh,
Actually,
jeez.
maybe I'll play tonight.
Teasing us.
I might log in.
All right, I'm ready.
You got to
All
earn
right.
your 5 billion credits so you can afford a carrier.
Fuck that. I'm sorry. Did I say that out loud? My bad.
Yeah, that was out loud.
I'm gonna hit the big red button in 3, 2, 1. This is Elijah. What is closing? Sync 1.
Closing.
This is Kat closing sync 2.
This is Tony closing sync 3.
This is Skiffy closing sync 4.
Closing in 3, 2. Well, that wraps up episode 450. That's 60.
Whoops.
Well, that
I
wraps
changed the
up
intro for you. I forgot this one.
Well, that wraps up episode 460 of Priority One, a Roddenberry Star Trek podcast. But there are more great shows available to you on the Roddenberry Podcast Network. Just visit podcasts.roddenberry.com for a complete list. Then be sure to subscribe to them all and, most importantly, share them with your friends.
But we can't forget to send a special thanks to some of our Patreon supporters like Diana Gunther, Darnell Dwayne Ross, David K. Rutley, Joshua Selig, and Peter Archibald.
And we can't let you go without a reminder of our community question this week. What are your thoughts on the rumors that James Canaval will be the next Kirk? Do you like the casting idea, or can you think of somebody else that might fit the role better?
We asked the Star Trek Online question. Do you want to repeat that?
Oh, we did have a Star Trek Online. Shit, what was it?
Yeah.
Kittimer updates.
I'll go copy it.
What do you think of the
Because you highlight it in
updates?
red, so it makes it really easy to find.
Well, I highlighted that in red because I don't want it deleted anymore. So, Jake, Shane, if you're watching right now, if it's in red, don't delete it from future episodes. What are you doing?
I just copied the whole thing because you need it in a hurry.
Oh. And for thank you, sir. And
I'm sorry,
for
you just deleted that stuff that was in red that you said not to.
it doesn't need to be in close. Shut up, man. Gosh, you are
Jesus, fix this all in post.
you are such a annoying. And in Star Trek gaming news, what did you think of the Kittimer map updates shared by Star Trek Online?
Captains, it's important to us that you get your voice heard and that you participate in the conversation. Leave us a comment on our website at PriorityOnePodcast.com, on our Facebook page at Facebook.com/PriorityOnePodcast, or find us on Twitter and Instagram at PriorityOnePod.
And if you're still craving more, be sure to spend time with Winters, me, and the rest of the Priority One Armada. Saturday nights, the Armada broadcasts live to review the latest news from Star Trek Online and the Armada community, including spotlighting some of our amazing members. With regular giveaways, there's something for all Star Trek Online players, whether you're new or a veteran. Follow us on all our social media accounts for broadcast times, and if you'd like to join the Armada, visit PriorityOneArmada.com.
This episode of Priority One Podcast is brought to you by our patrons through Patreon.com. Find out more and add your support at Patreon.com/Priority One. And even if you cannot make a financial contribution, please help spread the word about the show and invite your fellow Trekkies. It's your support that keeps us going.
Don't forget to tune in to Priority One Productions' Guard Frequency podcast at guardfrequency.com. Each episode, the Guard will take you inside the universe of your favorite space sims, including a tabletop adventure played out by your hosts. And Heroes Rise brings you up to date with the world of Dungeons & Dragons. Learn all about the latest publications, tools, tips, tricks, and traps in less time than it takes to skin a wyvern. Head over to heroesrisepodcast.com to discover their secrets.
Thanks to our audio editors, including Gray, William, Brandon, Rand, Daniel, Roscoe, and Jesus. Thanks to our producer, Jake Mark, who didn't see that coming. Come on, you guys knew that was coming.
Yeah, everyone saw it coming. I'm a little disappointed. It was the fruit was so low hanging. You should just walked right. You should have walked right by.
I should have walked over it. I
should've walked
wanted.
right by.
You're right. You're right.
It's
I'm a little
good.
embarrassed. I'm sorry. Thanks to our audio editors, including Gray, William, Brandon, Rand, Daniel, Roscoe, and Skiffy. Thanks to our producer, Jake Morgan, and associate producer, Shane, headlines from the Star Trek multiverse. Thanks to our graphic artist, Henry Pomper, with support from Jason Smith of the Priority One Armada. Thanks to the composer of our theme music, Chris Watts. Who else was I going to thank? But most importantly, a big thanks to you, the Star Trek community, our listeners, because without your ongoing support, none of this would be possible.
You were going to thank Jesus.
No, I wasn't. I really wasn't.
Yeah, you were.
Although I am very grateful for the things that I do have. And I
There
like to
you go.
think that he has a nice sense of humor.
He better.
We better
And he
hope
finds-
so.
Yeah,
And he finds our
he
show
better.
funny. All right.
Teacher guy wants you to sing "Toss a Coin to Your Witcher."
Oh, yes.
Which one's taught?
No, because then it'll go through my head for the rest of the
in a
night.
fountain,
No.
each one seeking.
No,
seeking
that's not
happiness.
it.
Left by three. Flintstones, meet the Flintstones. Skiffy knows that. Skiffy knows what
Oh
I'm
yeah,
talking
great
about.
movie. Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Alrighty, captains, we are done for this evening and this recording of our live broadcast of episode 460 of Priority One. I want to thank everybody for joining us on this live broadcast. We're off now to record a whole new episode, it's completely different, for our patrons. So if you're interested and want to hear our rantings about episodes like Sub Rosa of TNG, consider becoming a patron at just $10
I think he
a
means
month.
insightful analysis.
That's what I
Rantings,
mean,
yeah.
yeah.
We
Yeah,
have anything
okay.
bad to say about that episode?
Oh,
Well,
That
we'll
can't
see.
be.
We'll
The
see.
best episode ever.
So thank you so very much. I want to thank everybody for joining us again and for sharing the show that we were live and telling everybody that they can get the weekly roundup of news right here. Of course, be sure to download the episode, even if you've already listened to the live broadcast. Hit that play button or download the episode on your mobile device or listen to it at work. And of course, spread the word about our show because it's your support that keeps us going. So thank you, everybody. Say goodnight.
Bye,
good
y'all.
night.
Good night.
Command codes verified. Priority 1 message from Starfleet coming in on secured channel.